Hi everyone, I'm so excited to be here with you today. My name is Alena and I'm actually here with Kona and Nala. You can't quite see them, but they are laying on the couch here next to this panel board. And today I wanted to bring to you the first part in a 4-part series of the basic barbell movements. I've been thinking about this and planning this for a long time, and I'm really excited to be able to share some of the tips that have really helped me to be able to become strong as a very strong for my weight with the deadlift. So I believe that everyone can deadlift, and I think it's one of the best things you can do to help keep your lower back intact. So many people have lower back issues, and so it keeps you really strong and capable to be able to lift up things in your daily life, to be able to feel capable and able to do some of the things that maybe you didn't think you were able to do. I've seen so many people's confidence shoot up by being able to deadlift, being able to pick something up off the ground and put it down. Not only that, but there's so many important brain health benefits and body and just health in general benefits from strength training. You know, our muscle is actually an endocrine organ, and it affects everything from our digestion to our hormone balance to neurotransmitters, brain health, all types of health, blood flow. And not only that, but of course you guys know that it helps prevent osteoporosis, helps heal the body, keep the body structurally intact. I can't even tell you how many benefits there are from strength training, and my thing is I want everybody to be able to do it because I think it's honestly a huge cornerstone of both mental and physical health. I've been doing it for 18 years and I feel like it's helped me come back from injuries, keep my digestive tract in line, and honestly help me manage the stress of my day-to-day life. It just, I can't share enough about it. So I've been able to take something that can feel very complicated and make it very simple. So I really want to be able to help everyone to do this. So without further ado, here we go. So the first thing that you want to think about when you go to do the deadlift is, I'm going to break this down into 3 sections, and I just want you to think about this as kind of a mindset and how you would approach life in general. I like being able to take the gym and barbell work and strength training and apply it to our everyday life, or else what are we actually doing? So the first step that I want you to think about is the way that you approach a barbell. You know, a lot of people are afraid to engage in any kind of lifting, or some people just jump in way too fast. So I would say that the first thing to think about is to begin to prepare your mind. Step 1, the mindset and the setup. So the way that you approach the bar, since we're talking about the deadlift, and the reason why I wanted to start here is I believe that it is one of the most important lifts you could ever learn to do. There's so many different forms. So we're going to be working on the conventional deadlift, where your feet are shoulder width apart and you're bringing the bar off the ground. Because I feel like in life, you know, if you're picking up something, anything, if you're carrying groceries, if you're picking up a child off the ground, if you're moving boxes, you've got to be able to have a strong core and lower back to be able to do these things in order to not get hurt. And it's a great injury prevention exercise. So the first thing you want to do is think about, how am I going to approach this and how am I going to set this up? So when you walk up to the bar, walk up with confidence. This is a great learning tool and it's going to make you better. The weights don't lie, and one of the things that I love to remember about weights is that they help you figure out how you're doing that day. So to me, it's my friend. And if I feel really, really weak one day, then I know that maybe I need to take a little bit better care of myself, or it's just great it's a great meter that doesn't change. So just see the way as it's your friend. It's a great way to learn. So when you approach the bar, the first thing you want to think about is you want to line your feet up with the bar shoulder width apart. Is maybe a little bit different for everyone, and it doesn't have to be so exact that it seems like impossible. But one of the ways that has helped me and other people in the past has been to go to jump. So when you go to do a jump, wherever you land, that's where your feet want to be. So it's a natural position for your body. So just practice that. It might help you out, but line your feet up shoulder width apart from the bar. That would be just step 1. Step 2, what you want to make sure you do is breathe and brace. And you may have heard myself or my husband talk a lot about breathing and bracing, and the whole point here is similar to if you see a Coke can and it's full. It's a lot harder to crush a full concealed Coke can than it is one that's already opened and one all poured out. So the idea is you want to fill your body with air, and the way you do that is you breathe in through your diaphragm. You fill your lungs with air, You use your diaphragm to fill up your body as much as you possibly can, almost to the point where you can even feel your lungs expand in your back. But if you put your hand on your stomach, kind of like where you see a baby or a puppy breathing, you breathe in, you see your stomach expand, and that is the way that you want to be breathing to be able to create a very strong core. You engage your abs, you breathe out, you hold, and you brace. And the brace is like if I tried to punch you in the stomach, you'd be nice and tight and I couldn't penetrate. So you want to hold that breath when you do the full motion of the deadlift. In the past, a long time ago, I used to teach people breathe in and then exhale when you do the hard part, and that's just not true. So very important to remember, you want to stay braced the entire time that you're doing the hard part of the lift. So when you approach the bar, you get your feet shoulder width apart, you take that nice deep, we call it a belly breath or a diaphragmatic breath, breathe in, hold, and do your movement, and then you will exhale when you're done. So step 1, feet shoulder width apart. Step 2, breathe and brace. Those are the cues for step 1 of the deadlift. Okay, so step 2, I like to think about it as you begin to get into position. You get into your ready position. I know when I ran track, there are these 3 cues, ready, get set, go. And I'm kind of thinking about this next step of the deadlift is get yourself in a ready position so that you're poised and ready to go. Kind of like in life, when we begin to take this next step in whatever we're starting to do, we have to become equipped. Whatever we need to know mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, we want to be equipped to be able to take that next step in our lives. And we may not always be ready for that. The term, Brian always would use the term comfortably uncomfortable, and you may not be 100% comfortable when you go to do this, but it's actually really good for you, and in small doses, discomfort can build your tolerance into something that you can tolerate hard things and you won't be as afraid. So to me, this next step is getting yourself into a ready position to be able to engage. So now that you are standing close to that bar, you've got that bar hitting up against your shins, you may feel some discomfort there, but a little bit of discomfort is good. You want to keep that bar close to your shins, because keeping the bar close to your body helps the bar go on a path of least resistance, helping you stay safer and be stronger. Sometimes when people do this, you'll see the bar float out in front of them, and you want to make sure that you recorrect that, because the closer the bar is to the midline of your body, the least resistance it's going to take on the way up. So it's going to make it a lot easier for you if that bar is closed. It's also going to keep you safer, because as it floats out in front, you're going to have to overcompensate with your back and your body, and a lot of times when you get out of position, that's when bad things happen. So stay nice and braced, keeping that bar close to the center of your body. Then you're going to squeeze that bar, and as you do that, you may see me put my hands in a double overhand position or a semi-supinated position. Most people put both hands over top to begin until it gets heavy, and then a lot of times people will use like a switch grip where they hold with both hands in opposite ways. But first and foremost, go ahead and focus on lowering your body to the bar. Kind of put your shoulders back and then stick your chest out, almost like you're Superman. And then your back is going to be flat and a little bit arched, but it's still tight. You don't want to let go of all that air. You want to keep your back nice and tight, but have that back be flat and have your hips be in line with your back. Now, some mistakes that people make. Some people throw their hips and butt up high, so they're almost like curved. And then other people may throw their hips and butt down way too low, almost like they're in a front squat position. And this is also not okay. What we want to do is use the body's biomechanical strength to the best possible use here, and putting your hips higher or lower is just not going to make the lift go well. We want to stay as technically sound and safe as possible. Once you set up correctly with the deadlift, then you're going to get yourself into what I like to call a ready position, where all your muscles are nice and tense, you're nice and tight, and you're going to get ready to pull that bar up. So first 2 cues: lower your body down to the bar, keeping the bar as close to your body as you possibly can, and squeeze the bar and stay strong. Second cue, you're going to make sure your back is flat, nice and tight, and you have your chest high, almost like in that Superman position. Now for step 3. Okay, so step 3 is my favorite part. It is when we engage. You know, in life, we do have to at some point jump in with both feet. We have to go for it. So I love the engagement part of the deadlift because now that you've set up correctly, you've gotten into your ready position, and now we get to execute on it. Now, you might not always be ready. You know, a lot of people take a long time to set themselves up, and you can take way too long to do that. And some people go in way too fast. So you want to kind of find that great balance, but you're never always going to be ready. So basically, I'm going to tell you, go before you're ready. It's not always going to be perfect before you get started, but once you engage, you're going to be able to learn from there. That's a huge life lesson to me, and I love that about weights. They literally teach me things all the time about myself, and they help me stay really mindful of what I'm doing, how I'm taking care of myself, and honestly, how I treat other people. So I can't speak highly enough. I feel like the deadlift's a person right now that I'm speaking to. Okay, step 3. Engage. All right, so now you're down in that ready position. You want to make sure that you've breathed and braced correctly. Your abs are still tight. You're still holding that breath. You've squeezed the bar. Your hips are in a proper position, your chest is high, and then we go to engage. Now, what I want you to think about is you're squeezing that bar nice and tight, and then I want you to think about pushing the world away. This is an awesome cue because instead of picking this thing up, I want you to pretend like you're pressing the ground down. You're still squeezing the bar, so that's the first cue. Press the world away. Press your feet into the ground and slide that bar up your body again as close as you possibly can. You're going to be tempted to let it float out, but you want to stay nice and tight. Keep that bar close to your legs. And again, that's just because you're the strongest that way when the bar is closest to your body. So as you're bringing that bar up, once it passes your knees, the next cue I really want you to think about is bring your hips through. It's almost like using your butt as a muscle and you're kicking your hips through, and that's what's gonna get that bar to come all the way up, and use your whole body to bring that bar up. Then when you get to the top, the last thing you wanna think about is your shoulders go back. That's the way that you finish that lift. Shoulders roll back into position. You're still squeezing that bar. You've still got your breath held, okay? Not until you're all the way done do you let that breath out. So real quick recap on the engage and finish steps. You're going to squeeze that bar at the bottom again, just to make sure, and then you're going to push your feet into the ground as you're bringing that bar up. Again, everything's nice and tight, abs are tight, and your head also, and to mention this, it stays neutral. It's actually a cue that's helped me so much, keep that head neutral. A lot of times people want to throw their head up or put their head down, but keep that head neutral and you'll be amazed how strong you are. One thing I will say is look about 8 feet in front of you on the ground. That's a special cue I like to use for myself. And then again, sorry, got distracted. So head neutral, squeezing that bar, pulling the bar up as close to your body as you possibly can. Now kick your hips through, and that propels the bar the rest of the way up, and then you end with those shoulders back. And I always like to tell people, this is fun, so smile and you've accomplished something amazing. So get that smile going and just enjoy the process. Like lifting, I love it because it is all about who you are becoming. It transforms you along the way. If you allow it, if you take the time to enjoy the process, learn throughout, take note of the things that it's doing to you, and don't be too concerned with all of the tasks, all of the numbers, and all of the everything. If you're able to give your best that day, you will grow. I am so grateful for the opportunity to talk to you about something that I love and that I've been doing for such a long time. It's allowed me to honestly be very happy with the body that I have, feel like I can actually use my body for good, and be able to help so many people be able to feel stronger and better about themselves. The benefits are endless, and I could go on and on about them, but honestly, I think that this just will, if you can add this to the rhythm of your week, I'm telling you, your week will be better, your months will be better, your days will be better, your years will be better, and you will be very happy with your body composition. That is just, to me, a byproduct, right? It's a byproduct of getting to grow spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically. And the great byproduct is you're going to have a great outlook on life. Your body composition is going to be toned, tight, strong, just what you want it to be. Not only that it's helping you internally as well. It's keeping your hormones balanced, your neurotransmitters balanced. It's giving you amazing endorphin highs, and it's helping blood flow to the brain. So it's honestly doing so many amazing things, and it's so much research out there about how much it can help anxiety, depression, all kinds of mental health issues as well. So thank you so much for joining me. Super excited to bring to you the second barbell lift, hopefully next week. And I hope this video can equip and encourage you to go out and do amazing things. Have an awesome day. Bye.